Dr. Walsh, Dhakalji, uh, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. It's such an honor and pleasure to be on this platform and to be amongst peace builders of the world. So thank you for having India on the platform, because I come from a land of peace. Our Upanishads, or the texts they date back to over 5,000 to 7,000 years back. The Upanishad speaks about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is a family where coming together is very important. This is where India has led through the centuries, through different challenges, crises, the rulers who have invaded India. India has been able to survive, and not just survive, but maintain the peace. Because every prayer in India ends with Om Shanti, which means peace be there for everyone. Nalanda itself is the land of Buddha, where he preached in the Buddhist circuit there. What we do at Nalanda University is that we have our courses that are aligned to peace building, that are aligned to our scriptures, to Buddhist philosophy. Now, having said that, I think it's very important that we look at what have we achieved in this land of Gandhi, who believed in non-violence, non-alignment as the critique of the future. How does one continue to live in future in peace? The peace building that Gandhi proposed, I think, is still relevant, will continue to be relevant for all countries, for all ages. Tagore, again, a universal humanist, he also spoke about peace. We have these stalwart writers and scholars who have guided not just India, but the entire Asia, the belt of Asia per se. So maintenance of peace and security has been, for all of us, the most important concerns of human civilization since time immemorial, as we know. This concern today has assumed added significance and urgency in the present context of a thermonuclear times, with the pandemic hovering over us, with the wars looming large, with the nation states having their own priorities. I think it's very important that the Indian perspective may also be looked into, because particularly the Indian seers and scriptures who have dwelled deeper into the peace paradigm from ages, I think this needs to be looked into, and India is doing that. My Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Damodar Modi, has been working towards spreading the message of peace of Buddha, message of peace from our scriptures. This is very important because, one of our Ved, Yajurved, speaks about Lokah Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. The entire world should live in peace, and that should be the vision of the world. This was said about 7,000 years ago, and it is still relevant, and we together have been working on this platform, this organization, UPF, has been working in a focused fashion to build the platform for peace, not just for one country, but how do we connect with each other? How do we live together in peace? How do we coexist in harmony? I think this is the message that Modi wants to give to the world, and I think Dalai Lama has said it very correctly, that unless we learn to coexist, there is no solution for the world. So a mutual respect, respecting the integrity of each nation, coexisting in a harmonious manner, where war needs to be eschewed in every format, violence has to be relegated or done away with in today's world. I think this is a very important message that India has to deliver to the world. Now, the contemporary debate about security and peace often, I thought, focuses on transformation of the concept of national security from narrow prisms of territorial security to a wider canvas of human security. The shrinking of globe, an explosion of knowledge due to revolution of information technology and globalization of economy has weakened the boundaries of state and its sovereignty and ignited identity as a source of conflict. In a unilateralist view or notion of security that needs to be done away with and to be brought in cooperative human security, it is therefore argued that the shift from national security to human security paradigm is of historic importance and relevance in today's time. The peace measures that we bring in is to eradicate enmity, and therefore the Indian thinkers, have brought about a perspective which talks about Chitta Prasadam. Patanjali, again, 5,000 years back, one of our seers has spoken about the importance of compassion, spoken about the importance of brotherhood and happiness in our life. And Tagore brought in universal humanism. These concepts have the ability or the competence to tackle conflict at its root. And I think it's very important that in today's world of turmoil, where the connecting links between nations are tumultuous in various ways, I think it's very important that we go to the root of the conflict and try to resolve. I think that is where I would compliment UPF for coming up with the Think Tank 2022, and I compliment the worldwide network of peace builders who have been able to come together in their 6 formats that have been established. I think it's our responsibility and duty to train the youngsters, the younger generation. The universities need to take up courses, look at the relevance of new courses, emerging courses that will lead to peace building. Technology is important, but how do we use it for universal benefit and brotherhood, I think is more important. And therefore, in today's world, it's significant that courses needs to be revamped or reassessed, reviewed, and we look at how do we train the younger generation in a different mold, where people learn to coexist, learn to live together in peace and harmony. That has been one of my vision for the university, and this has been the primary objective of the Prime Minister at a different level. So the Indian perspective has been very simple, very straightforward. It talks about peace that should be there for all. It's not for one community. It's not for one religion. Jonathan Swift had said in 18th century that we have enough religion to hate, but not enough to make us love one another. I think today what we need is the religion of peace, the religion of brotherhood. I think that is the way forward. And I end on that note. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sunaina Singh from India.